As we see, this observer is giving Sen sight here. He's going to try to take down those creep tumors, deny this creep being spread. Hydra is great on creep as we see some roaches coming in. Roaches are very good against these cannons as well as Colossus. They just have a lot of extra HP, 65 more than those Hydralisks, as well as an armor. Now up to 3 Colossi with that extended thermal lance, going to be able to take down these spine crawlers quite easily. Any sort of Hydralisk defense is going to be very bad here, as the Hydralisk just cannot get close to these Colossus, especially as this creep does recede. Trying to come back with these spine crawlers. Looks like SoBadRush is going to lose a number of overlords here. He's got to be careful. He's at 152 of 152 right now. So losing those 3 spine crawlers, he is going to be psi-capped 152 over 128. So we see pushing out with these 4 Colossi now, very powerful. These Hydralisks cannot get sight on these Colossi. Some good force fields, going to try to split this army, but need to focus down these Hydralisks as they are the major DPS of this Zerg army right now. Trying to move through these roaches. Just a bad job microing these Colossi as they did get surrounded a little bit. Able to take down a number of Colossi. Looks like 2 of them went down there, but now fending off this aggression with those Stalkers. So we see more Colossi coming out, trying to replace the ones that just fell there. And it looks like Sen is going to attempt to take this base between the 2 players. Sen still has no idea. He has not pushed out, not much sight. He has no idea that this gold expansion's been taken. And it looks like drones are being spread all around the map, perhaps taking some more expansions for SoBadRush. An Overseer coming out. I think SoBadRush is tired of this Observer taking out those creep tumors, as that creep's just so important to that Hydralisk army. We see the army tab, 3,200, about 3,400 for each player right now, relatively even. If we look at the income tab, even there as well. As Sen's just done such a good job saturating this main and natural. See a split attack for the Zerg player, trying to push at those cannons with those roaches, just not going to be able to make any sort of dent. So Sen using those cannons very powerfully right now. As we see, it's going to be able to take down this half of the Zerg army right now. So poor decision by SoBadRush to split that army and leave it susceptible to attack. Now with 5 Colossi up, so a very powerful number of Colossi right now. They do have that 1 attack upgrade, doing 34 damage per set of attacks. So over 150 damage coming at you with those 5 Colossi. Going to be able to take down roaches basically in one set of attacks from all these Colossi. Looks like they are going to be able to pick off this Queen as well. So losing a Queen, that early aggression with that Rush did with those spine crawlers just not paying off right now, as a lot of little macro and micro mistakes. Looks like he is getting up the Spire now, perhaps to get out some Corruptors to deal with those Colossi. It's the only thing he's going to be able to do right now. Looks like 9 Corruptors coming out, so quite a response. He's going to be able to take down these Colossi as long as Sen does not have the Stalker numbers to take down the Corruptors first. Corruptors just a lot of HP in the air. Stalkers cannot take them down very quickly. And Sen focusing more on Zealots here, I think getting a little bit light on gas, as he is trying to get out some High Templar as well. Templar do not yet have Storms. He's about halfway done that research, also working on ground weapon level 2. For his part, we do have SoBadRush working on a missile attack level 2, as well as Carapace level 2, and another 2 Queens. He did get up a 4th expansion, not yet saturated. Now moving across the middle of the map with these Corruptors, maybe doing a little bit of a split attack here. Needs to time this perfectly. These 2 forces have to combine and pinch the Protoss at the exact same time. Looks like he's moving into the main here with this group, and then he may move back here, just trying to bait the Protoss into attacking here, and then now moving in, trying to take down these cannons at the 3rd base of Sen. These Corruptors doing a great job taking down all these Colossi, but Sen's Colossi are able to take down the majority of those Roaches and Hydralisks before they go down. Now 4 of those 5 Colossi went down, now this 5th Colossi going down. Just no answer for these Corruptors from Sen, but Sen was able to take down all those Hydralisks and the Roaches for SoBadRush. Now if we look at the army tab, most of the army of SoBadRush right now is just the Corruptors. So Sen is left with all these stalkers, and he has swapped techs over to the High Templar. So the corruptors could be useless for SoBadRush right now, unless he gets up some sort of infestation pit and a hive to go broodlords, as it does not look like Sen is making any more of the colossi. Instead, it looks like he's getting out 2 immortals right now, perhaps to counter those roaches. Immortals doing the bonus damage against armored. And he might be going with a mostly gateway unit army right now. Blink is about to finish, as well as Amulet. Like to see him get up Zealot legs as well. So the army tab for both players still pretty even, as both players are just macroing up, keeping their resources pretty low, though Sen is spiking up. I think he's a little bit gas blocked right now, just trying to warp in Zealots with those High Templar. High Templar do have the Amulet as well as Psionic Storm right now. You see 2 changelings coming in. SoBadRush is going to be able to see the unit composition of Sen. He's going to know that there are no more Colossi on the field, and he should just be going for more Hydralisks and Roaches right now. I'd like to see him get up the Hive so that he can transfer those Corruptors, use them, and get Broodlords. They're very good against these gateway units. Sen, for his part, could probably take a 4th base right now. Maybe this middle. Looks like he might be doing that with this probe right now. Trying to get down a middle pylon. Not going to be able to do as good of a job with the High Templar if SoBadRush is able to micro out of these storms here. So we see both armies just eyeing each other. A little bit of a split for SoBadRush again. Those Corruptors again just going to come in and not going to be able to do much against these gateway units, all these ground units. Corruptors just not even soaking up any damage, as Sen is using the Stalkers to take down the Roaches and Hydralisks. Great storms there, were able to take down those Hydralisks. Not much micro. It's hard to micro those Hydralisks off of creep. They just do not move very quickly. Sen once again coming out on top in that skirmish. These Immortals doing great damage against those Roaches, and the Hydralisks going down in the storm so quickly. If you look at the army tab, Sen now has the clear advantage, 3,500 to 2,800, and again, a lot of that army of SoBadRush is in those Corruptors. Looks like Sen is going to push out, try to take down this gold expansion. The gold is mostly mined out though. Look, 23, 70, 72. So SoBadRush has taken advantage of this gold. He is expanded to the top 2 expansions here, so if he can get those saturated, he won't be too worse off after this hatchery is lost. We do have, looks like a Mutalisk and just a few more Hydralisks coming out, so SoBadRush just does not have the economy going right now. He does not have these as saturated as they could be, and it looks like he's a little bit capped for minerals right now. He just cannot get out any more army right now. Those drones retreating to the main, not really sure why he didn't send those to the northern expansions. Maybe he didn't want to give those away, but you could always use rally points and send them a roundabout way. So we see Sen establishing this gold, and I'm sure if he's able to get that established, he could take a stranglehold on this matchup. Already his income is much higher than SoBadRush's, 1,000 compared to the 700. Armies are relatively even, but again, so many Corruptors there. We do have a split army. Again, great storms going down. Those Hydralisks are able to micro away from the storms on that creep. Most of those Hydralisks going down on the left side, as we see SoBadRush attempting to attack from multiple fronts, but just not working out for him. He's got so many minerals sunk into these Corruptors right now. 10 Corruptors could have all been Hydralisks, or maybe even Broodlords. As we see, he has a lot of gas. He really could have used those Broodlords against this mostly gateway army of Sen. So Sen with a good tech switch there. Early defense against that pressure. He threw up multiple cannons, way more than you see these top players throw up. But he did feel pressure from those spine crawlers positioned at the top of this ramp. Did get up those Colossi just in time to push back those Hydralisks, and then did a great tech switch so that those Corruptors were completely useless for SoBadRush. SoBadRush, for his part, he did have that hive up. He just needed to get up that Greater Spire and Broodlords, and I think he would have been able to even up this game. So, pretty good macro game. We see Sen playing a new race here, playing his Protoss pretty well. taking more of a Zerg macro, defensive macro position here, using a lot more cannons than we typically see these Protoss players using in these matchups. So we'll see if Sen's game grows as he tries more and more Protoss play here, but for now he at least knows what counters Zerg, and he was able to use that knowledge to take down a pretty good player for his part in SoBadRush. Both players averaging well over 150 APM, so good matchup here. Hope you enjoyed this cast. If you want to check out my other casts, Matron StarCraft on YouTube is my channel, so throw some comments of what you thought of this game, whether you thought Sen's play translated well over to Protoss here. I thought he did a pretty decent job. So I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.